Hello, good morning everyone. How are you? Okay. I am Oracle Unicorn and welcome to Shaman Messages. This is a weekly a weekly reading for Libra. Well, that's why I did that. Well, I was going to use that deck, but I'm not feeling it. I feel more of this deck, but also I did see the gamble card, so there's something that's going to take like a gamble. Whether that be like stepping into a new work environment, like, or going into a new job, or going into like moving of some sort, something that's possibly going to take a gamble, or giving out a message of some sort, like a heart-to-heart kind of like message that could be taking a gamble as to how the other person's going to react. But something that you're thinking about doing that's going to take a gamble, but it's a perfect setting for it to happen. It's almost like it was like spiritually guided for you to step into this energy. Oh man, me and Aries just had a heart-to-heart conversation about a bunch of things. So maybe if you're dealing with an Aries, or if you have Aries in your chart, that could possibly help you. Oh yeah, keep in mind this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Put some things in your back pocket. You never know, you might need it for later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on social media. I greatly appreciate that. And you never know who else that might see it that could help them. And certain things, downloads, putting their pieces of their puzzle together, that it could help them to really gain a sense of awareness within possibly the decisions that they may want to make. Okay, that could possibly end up being a gamble. You know. And thank you for all of you who have subscribed and have been following my videos. I greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all have really helped me to hone in and resonate within my own like heart chakra into things, my own self-growth into things. I mean, really, y'all watching has allowed me to really amplify my own authenticity with myself. So thank y'all. Okay. I did that because like what I put up here, half that fell out, so I feel they were needed. Okay, so y'all also have an abundance card. Oh no, that's balance. That one's balance. Take time to relax, indulge in a little more or less, set boundaries with your work. So some of you could be when it comes to work. I was wondering, that's what I felt. New experience and possibilities, hope into happiness and infinite blessings with being authentic and staying true to what really keeps you happy, keep your positive emotions amplified. And those are your overall energies, okay? So wow, that's interesting. And it is perfect setting for this expansion of awareness with yourself and heightening your vitality. Wow, coming into a huge growth, a huge rebirth in gentleness with yourself, being able to honor your boundaries with being gentle with how you are, with loving your own sense of emotions and boundaries into a factor, having a sense of awareness with how you feel when it comes to certain triggers that's happening. It shows you where your boundaries are within those triggers, and some triggers are within a deep wound that is asking and coming to the forefront to be healed, which is why I feel you have heightened your vitality, okay, and coming into expansion with, there's actually like a man and a feminine like extending their heart or their hands out. So that could be also an extension of your heart. This could be with someone of your personal vicinity, someone that is very close to you. It could be when it comes to love, it could be of a family, it could be of a friend. So expanding your awareness within that. And imagine, you have the imagination card. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Unlimited possibilities with yourself. And celebrating who you are, yourself, your self-growth, your rebirth, and being able to be gentle with yourself. I've been going a lot with really staying true to what brings you joy, not feeling with also feelings of not being good enough in something. This could possibly resonate a lot with work, and not feeling like you're good enough in your job, and possibly maybe those are deep rooted as to not feeling like you were good enough maybe in an old relationship that you were in, or a home life that you grew up in, not feelings of overwhelming, of not feeling like as if you're not good enough, or that you weren't smart enough in some area, or but coming to a really alignment and oneness with yourself, of that you are painting your own picture within your own life, and what really drives you in your life, what brings a sense of balance in yourself with your life, and that is harmonious with your own boundaries, and knowing that you are good enough with the uniqueness of yourself that you are, okay? And I've been going through a lot of that too, especially with a lot of feelings of like not being good enough in any kind of like work scenario, because of just seeming like I'm just not good enough for this. And it's like I was, but it maybe not was the right job for me. It was overriding a lot of my boundaries. It was making it to where I was very hard on myself, and that could be a lot of healing of deep-seated wounds within yourself in your past, or that could be a lot of like imprint of other people and how they feel about themselves, and they're just kind of pushing that energy upon you to make themselves feel better in a way without really realizing it. Not like it's kind of a malicious way of doing things, but just like they don't see that within themselves, and they see that you are actually more than good enough. It's just that they makes them feel not good enough, you know? So instead of them feeling that way, they're just like, well, you know, in a subconscious way, it's just like, well, you know, I know this and I know that. Coming from a sense of ego in a way, and you're really kind of like coming into an awareness with that, and your kind of like self-destructive thoughts into that. I'm gonna get the shaman deck. Self-destructive thoughts within that, and not really allowing that imprint from others onto you, and just like be like, okay, well, maybe this isn't the direction for me, and that's what I'm being led into a different direction, and expanding myself into those that, you know, honor you just as much as you honor yourself, and really see the gifts inside yourself that you really can bring to the table, your own uniqueness, okay? And being able to bring a sense of balance, and those that aren't seeing that, well, yeah, because you have the balance card upside down, but you have like joy into yourself coming into play, a lot of healing, and coming into an awareness of teaching. I guess like I feel like teachings of downloads of teaching within yourself, and being excited for your own uniqueness, and connecting a harmonious balance with yourself, and knowing that, yeah, this may take a gamble into this direction, but having a sense of gentleness for myself and knowing my boundaries. And maybe this is also asking you to come into communication about this, and if that communication's not honored, maybe allowing yourself to kind of like back off of it, and then amplifying your emotions into the awareness of this and heightening your vitality and being like, okay, well, what is the next step for me into this? Because I'm not gaining if I'm not gaining any like collaboration in this area. Maybe there's somewhere else that I can gain more of a collaboration, and that will be more emotionally fulfilling and not feeling as if you have to always like downstep yourself or have no expansion. Like it's like trying to force this to work, and this is putting up a block so that you will maybe bring a sense of vision from something else that will honor you, that will have collaboration with you, that will like allow you to grow into things and show your uniqueness that you can bring to the table and work with that uniqueness that you bring to the table. I'm not saying like, you know, just drop the job that you're at, because it's some people, you know, you can come into a collaboration. All that is needed is communication, but really imagine and see where you can put that energy into it, because you do have truth. The truths and clarity is coming in. Being able to grow your sense of creativity in things that is going to bring you a lot of joy. Honoring your own energy, with honoring your own balance, and what you know within yourself that you can really bring to the table with your own sense of uniqueness, not feeling as if, you know, I'm just not good enough and that's why I can't get anywhere. Maybe I should just, I am just only for this area. It's like, if that's how you feel in that kind of scenario, maybe it's asking you to really step out into something new and looking outward into something else that will bring that sense of you know, vibrance from your heart, you know, bringing in that awareness, stepping through the threshold of your healing, and not allowing, you know, harsh imprints upon other people, harsh opinions from other people that is being imprinted upon you. And the struggle is coming to an end in this, with you really coming into a sense of awareness about yourself, knowing you can be gentle with how you feel about things and pay attention to those emotions, honoring your fiery drive within yourself. You may be dealing with someone of a fire sign, maybe dealing with sexual energy possibly in a certain area that is just not making, that is just not making you feel secure in a way. They say a lot of that insecurities comes from within yourself, but also at the same time you don't want to add more insecurity to yourself because of taking on what other person's opinion is of that. Yeah, you're gaining clearance, truth, clarity into your preferred direction, and honoring your own feminine energy with yourself, really listening in and honing in on your emotional wellness into the scenario. This could also be in love, so however situational that resonates with you, especially with the sexual energy being there. You have the warrior that stands up for what's right. He's upside down, but I feel you're with honoring your femininity of yourself and your emotions and gentleness into things with clarity and truth. and honoring your own truths and boundaries. That's ending, this is the Devil card, so that's ending addictive like scenarios, because maybe you're always used to that kind of like behavior, and you just feel as if that is of what is being just presented to you into your life all the time. Energy of jealousy, heartaches, is beginning a new start, kind of having a clean slate into this. There is a heart-to-heart, I feel, conversation with someone that is in your energy field to want to be expressed, but keep in mind as to the act of free will, even though this is in your energy field, also with it being upside down, it will take kind of like truth and clarity within the other person or within yourself for it to be given, because it could be coming from yourself, waiting for kind of like the right timing to come into play for it to be really expressed on its own healing like level, not allowing anger to come in between this, being able to stay in your calmness into all of this, being able to really stay in a sense of lighthearted, positive communication in expressing your emotions, or being able to stay lighthearted in this communication and calmness as maybe these emotions are expressed towards you, because it's a very big cup, the waters of life. Possibly a heart-to-heart conversation or emotions be exchanged with truth and clarity, adding or creating a clearance and a clean slate, and being able to understand and honor your emotions in your own boundaries, creating you to have more creativity, bringing you into a renewance of yourself, being able to expand a new reality for yourself and how to handle certain things, and honoring your own emotions and not allowing anger to kind of control your direction in a way, or bring in a very negative expression of emotions to where it just causes a lot of kind of cutthroating like energy. Hurtful energy could cause a lot of more areas that is needing to be looked at and unseen. Well, that's interesting. Libra, you got the Ten of Vessels. And when this energy comes in, it could cause a tower moment, and also ask you, or this is like perfect timed to happen. So this is happening for you. When and at a sense of level, this tower moment does happen. This could be mental, and then this could be also an emotional shift of happening with collaboration of communication involving the emotions, creating a clearance for you, and bringing you into a direction of emotional fulfillment in which any kind of area. Emotional fulfillment and realization and heightened vitality, and honoring your boundaries when it comes to work, or when it comes to possibly a love life, having heart-to-heart conversation with that specific person, possibly about old heartbroken wounds, possibly about clearing up of addictive like energy, possibly maybe when it comes to sex, third-party energy type thing, maybe when it comes to negative sense of communication, feeling down, not being able to stand up for yourself, feeling as if you're not good enough within that scenario. And I feel you're stepping out of that and really bringing your your mind, a sense of expansion into this energy, feeling that in working with others, knowing that you are good enough in this area, that you are able to work with other people in this type of area, that you are able to collaborate with your emotions and setting strong boundaries and not taking on too much that is not meant for you to take on, bringing you into this emotional well-being and being able to transform it, integrate out of like an emotional tie type situation, bringing aspects of duality, like kind of like being able to understand the darker aspects of yourself and creating a sense of inner light, a sense of balance, and being able to heal and grant yourself wisdom of past experiences, past emotional collaboration with people that it possibly went wrong. This could bring in a very important message for you, bring in a very great sense of transformation into your own emotional well-being, situational status, transformation into something very new, handling it with a lot of the teachings that you have already gone through, stepping into the gateway of being able to understand how it is you're amplifying your emotions in this status, in this structure, in this way of being harmonious and aligned with your emotions and your boundaries, and knowing how to communicate and collaborate with the teachings of your past incidences and what went on, and being able to really communicate that in bringing yourself into this joy and like a new start, a new beginning. And really being able to amplify the energy of balance in Libra with air is a lot when it comes to communication and intelligence. Being able to use your communication in a feminine like energy, very nurturing, really honing in and honoring a lot of your possibly earth elements, working a lot more with your earth elements in your chart, a grounding, aligning your maybe elements when it comes to water in your chart, which resides in emotions, especially with this fairy being in the waters and paying attention to the ripples that are going on, and creating a balance within new experiences and possibilities being expanded out, and being able to really see it and seeing how to be able to work with it. So that like all three of them are there that I listed, earth, the grounding into things and rooting of your understandings, balance a lot when it comes to Libra, and emotion, water energy. I feel like you're coming into being able to feel, analyze, see triggers, work into healing of it. Where are these triggers coming from? What do these triggers remind me of? And working with those emotional triggers to collaborate more and keep a sense of frustration, anger, blockage out of those emotional triggers, and looking at them in a different light, looking at them in a way of showing you where your clearance is, showing you where certain blockages or more of wounds in certain areas that is wanting to be worked at, looked at, honored, thank you for those triggers. It shows me what needs to be worked on more, what needs to be paid attention to, especially when it comes to honoring my boundaries. When a certain boundary gets crossed, it's triggering. Why is that triggering? What's going on? How can I handle that differently so that I don't allow that trigger to happen? Not taking things too personal as to other people triggering those triggers, because it's helping them to grow and see things in another light as well. And it brings you into a sense of standing up in your own truths, which is having that truth and clarity card. Honoring yourself and seeing your heart open up more and expand instead of being closed because you don't want it to get hurt. You're afraid of it getting hurt. In actuality, really, you can open it up. It's just where those boundaries so that it's not allowed to be stabbed at, and you're able to work with it in a more expanding of your heart type of way, giving compassion and having collaboration and communication with your heart being opened, and giving a sense of teach in a way of where your boundaries are. Okay, this is where my boundaries lie. If this is crossed, it brings a sense of unbalance to me, and I'm honoring my energy into keeping that balance there. And I would appreciate a little more collaboration and balance in this area. Geez, Libra, is that deep or what? Judgment. Coming out of your own cave to talk to that bear. Coming out of your cave to talk to that bear about your boundaries. That's beautiful. Being able to create your wishes to come true. Holy cow. That is the Big Dipper, aka the Draco constellation. And coming into an energy of being grateful for you, for your triggers, for your emotions, for this sense of awareness and connecting with the spirits of the land, and being able to really love and honor nature in itself. That grants an abundant amount of healing. Seeing how beautiful it is. No one gets mad at that tree for just being a tree and standing there. No one gets mad at a fish for not being able to climb that tree like a monkey, No one gets mad at a bird for soaring around, flying. No one gets mad at a hawk for eating rats. No one gets mad at crows for flying in circles of huge flock of circles, They're being themselves, and we love them for being their own unique self and their own unique tie and direction, and just for it being it. And we love trees for the uniqueness of them, for the beauty that they hold. No one gets mad at a fern for growing in the middle of a tree, okay? Being like, fern, you cannot be there. You're not supposed to be there. No, I saw that fern growing in that tree, and I'm like, well, that's freaking cool. It makes the tree look like it has hair. I was like, that's really unique. How often do you see a fern growing out of a tree in the middle of a freaking tree? That's by my son's work, or by my son's school. And I love seeing that tree. I love how unique that fern is for growing inside of that tree. Not, oh, I am mad at you, fern. You're not supposed to be in the tree. You're supposed to be on the ground. No, I'm like, well, that's freaking cool. Fern, you're so cool for growing inside of a tree. Same thing. Same thing with you. love the way you are. You may be that unique fern that's growing in a tree, and everyone's getting mad at you for being a fern inside of a tree because you're not on the ground. Or that you may be a fish and you're not a monkey, and they want you to be a monkey to climb that tree. And you're sitting here like, I swam in the water. No one gets mad at salmon for swimming upstream. No one tells the salmons, hey, you're not supposed to swim upstream. Swim downstream. That's what fishes do. Follow the current. Not salmon. They go against the current. This is the expression that really, an analogy for the spark of the fire in you, for loving the way you are, for jumping in and honing in on your uniqueness and bringing it to the table, you know, taking that leap of faith in your lessons and in yourself to really create and bring about this new start within you, within how you work, within the jobs you're going to bring in or you're going to go for. Being like, you know what, I'm more like this. This job can offer me to really work a lot when it comes to these traits about myself. They'll be grateful for the fact that I am this way. You're the only you, you know. You're the only one that does things the way you do. And you know what? There's gonna be someone out there that's going to not be this bear, and they're going to bring joy out of the way you are for you being you. They're going to want to work with what you can bring to the table. That's honestly how I expand my heart and follow within what I love and what I want to bring to the table into life. And that brings me a sense of like fun in my own life, and not just like feeling like, well, this is all I feel as if I'm good enough in, or this is what society has shown me that I can and can't do and that I'm good enough in. Coming into that decision, making that decision to be true to your own boundaries, and what has the past taught you that you can bring, that you can do. It's only looking, or you know, really having that sense and knowing in yourself that there is a specific job out there that is for you. You may be dealing with this right now, but a message that could come in being like, you know, we have this position open, would you like this? And it will bring a lot of your very positive qualities about yourself, your uniqueness within yourself, and it literally never crosses your boundaries. It never triggers you. It never brings you in a sense of, well, I guess I can't do this, I can't get to this level because I'm not good enough in their eyes, and maybe I'm just not good enough. No, that place, that specific place, those people are going to make you feel as, wow, I have unlimited possibilities with this. I have, you know, a feel of growth into this. I can perfect everything that brings passion into my heart into this. Like if you're a cook and you don't like the way you're being treated in one job, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go find people that's going to love the expanding and cook that I like to do, or that I am, and put in that resume all those beautiful things that you are, that is of you, and they'll really look at it, and you know, maybe you can like have a communicative collaboration with them. I would really love to have a meeting with you because I really love your establishment in this area or this area because of this and because of this, and I don't have that kind of access to me in this job. I feel very bound. I feel very that I'm not fully being able to give of myself with my heart in an establishment that I really want to, and that will bring a lot of joy unto me, but also it expands a lot of joy out. I feel being able to be unique in this area, I feel I'll make a lot more customers happy, that I'll bring you more customers because of allowing my freedom in this kind of area. You know, being very expressive with your heart and a sense of balance and what you can bring for them as much as it'll bring for you. Amplifying your positive emotions within your own self-being, your own uniqueness, what you bring to the table, and what you can do for them, what you have different about you that you want to give to them. And it would be a symbiotic relationship between y'all, instead of like, oh, these are your higher art people, and then it's just like, oh, you stay down there, you stay in your specific area, you do what we say. And that, you know what, that's what I really feel that it's causing a damage when it comes to establishments and workers. The only reason you can really gain money in your establishment is because you have workers. To treat your workers like crap, how do you expect your establishment to grow in a different kind of sense, in a very loving environment kind of sense, that you are very happy to collaborate with your workers because it brings happiness when it comes to your customers? It'll bring more of a sense of positive emotion, a beautiful direction. I mean, it's like there's so much ego battle going on in establishments. It makes it very hard to have this sense of balance. But before I get too much into that, so Libras, I greatly appreciate y'all watching me. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share on social media. You never know who this might help. Thank you for all those who have been subscribing or have subscribed and have been watching. Thank you with all my heart. I love all of you. I will see y'all next week. So, unicorn out. Until next time. Bye.